Welcome to solverfy.
So the Bottling Company manufactures chainsaws at its plants in Ohio, and the company has marketing divisions throughout the world. And the marketing division in Lille, France, imports 200 chainsaws annually from the United States. And we're given an information below. And the first question wants us to calculate the after-tax operating income earned by the US and French divisions from transferring 200,000 chainsaws at the full manufacturing cost per unit and at the market price of comparable imports. So we need to know that the transfer pricing is the price at which the sale of the intermediate product from one division to another is done. So to start with the first part of the question, the after-tax operating income earned by the US and the French divisions from transferring 200,000 chainsaws when the transfer price is, so we have 200,000 chainsaws and the transfer price is $175. The full manufacturing cost is calculated. So the revenue for the US is the transferred price of 175. So the revenue for the US division is $175 multiplied by the total chainsaws of 200,000, which is $35 million. So this is the revenue for the US department. So the manufacturing cost is the same as revenues, resulting in zero operating income. So for the French division, so this is for the US. For the French division, the transfer price of imports is $35 million, and it has a tariff of 20% on it. So that will be 20% of 35 million, and that will be equals to 7 million. So this will result in 7 million. So now if you add it to 35 million, you have a total cost of 42 million. Now the operating income is the revenue of 60,000, because so the operating income is revenue less cost, and the revenue is $300 multiplied by 200,000 minus, so this is, if you solve this out, this gives you 60 million less the cost of 42 million minus 42 million. So this gives you operating income of 18 million. So the after-tax operating income will be equals to 18 million multiplied by 1 minus 45%, and this is going to give you 9,900,000. So that's the after-tax operating income. Now we're going to show, we've showed this in working. So we have found the after-tax operating income of the first one, which is at full manufacturing cost per unit. So the second one is at market price of comparable imports. So the after-tax operating income earned by the US and F divisions from transferring 200,000 chinchills when the transfer price is 250 for the market price and comparable imports is calculated. So the revenue for the US division is the transfer price multiplied by the total chainsaws exported so to France. So this is equals to 250 transfer price multiplied by 200,000, and this is $50 million. So the manufacturing cost is $35 million, resulting in $15,000 operating income. So the operating income is 15 million rather, and therefore the after taxes would be 40% multiplied by 15 million, and this will give you after taxes of 6 million. So the after tax operating income now would be the operating income of 15 million minus the tax after tax income, the after tax, which is 6 million. So the after taxes operating income would be $9 million. And for the French division, the transfer price of imports is 50 million, and this is with the tariff of 20% on it of so the transfer price of imports in France is $50 million, and the tariffs is 20% multiplied by $50 million. So this is equal to 10 million. So the operating income is revenues minus costs. So this is going to give you 300 multiplied by 200,000 minus the cost of 60 million. So this will give you 60 million minus 60 million, and this is $0. So the after tax operating income for France is $0 multiplied by 1 minus 45%, and we know that I need to multiply by 0 is 0, so it's still $0. So that's the answer. Now the second question: which transfer price should the bottling company select to minimize the total company import duties and import taxes? And remember that the transfer price must be between the full manufacturing cost per unit of $175 and the market price of $250 of comparable imports to France, and explain your reasoning. So the total cost of input duties and total taxes of cost-based transfer price is tariffs of. So total cost of import duties and the total taxes for cost-based transfer price is equal to the tariffs plus the total taxes. And this is equal to the tariffs is 7 million and the total taxes is 8,100,000 according to the figure. So therefore the total cost will be 15,100,000. So now the total cost of import duties and the total taxes for market price based transfer price to be equals to. So this is for the cost based. Now for the market based, the total cost of import duties and the total taxes for market price based transfer price is equal to the tariffs plus the total taxes. And the tariffs is 10 million plus the total taxes is 6 million. So the total cost of imports will be 16 million. So therefore, as the transfer prices increases from $175 to $250, the total cost of import duties and total taxes increases, and therefore the total cost of import duties and the total taxes for cost-based transfer is lowest for the cost-based transfer price of $175. So as transfer prices increases from $175 to $250, total cost of import duties and the total taxes increases, and then the total cost of import duties and total taxes for cost-based transfer price is lowest for the cost-based transfer price of $175. And that's the answer.